This story comes straight from a declassified U.S. government file, released under the Freedom of Information Act, also known as FOIA. These are the documents they never wanted you to read. The documents shown in this video comes from the CIA's now declassified Family Jewels, a trove of internal reports exposing decades of covert and illegal activities involving the CIA. In 1960, the CIA was running out of options. Cuba had fallen to communism. Fidel Castro was rising fast, a defiant symbol of the Red Threat just 90 miles off the Florida coast. Desperate times called for dirty alliances, so America's premier intelligence agency did the unthinkable. They broke the law and turned to the mob. CIA operatives, posing as disgruntled businessmen burned by Castro's regime, approached notorious mob fixer Johnny Roselli. Their offer, simple: kill Castro, no rules, no questions. Roselli didn't hesitate. He brought in the heavy hitters: Giancana, the ruthless Chicago Don, and Santos Trafficante, the former kingpin of Havana's underworld. Together, they formed one of the strangest and darkest partnerships in Cold War history: the CIA and the Mafia, united by a shared enemy. The CIA moved quickly. Under the guise of representing international business interests, their operative, Robert Mahou, met Roselli in New York. The message was clear. Powerful men had suffered major financial losses in Cuba. They wanted Castro gone, and they were willing to pay. Roselli bought the story, or pretended to. He didn't ask for a dime. Instead, he arranged a meeting with two trusted contacts, Sam and Joe. Only later would the CIA realize who they were dealing with. Now that the players were in place, the method had to be discreet and deniable. Giancana insisted, no guns, no mess. Poison would be cleaner, easier to control. The CIA's Technical Services Division was brought in. Their job? Manufacture a lethal substance that could be slipped into Castro's food or drink. The result was 6 pills, small, untraceable, and instantly fatal. A Cuban insider was recruited: Juan Orta, a high-level official in Castro's inner circle. He had access to the leader's personal quarters, and he had a motive. Orta had once been on the mob's payroll and was now financially desperate. The plan: poison Castro at a private meal, then vanish. But Orta panicked. After several delays, he asked to be removed from the mission. A replacement was chosen, another asset inside Cuba. He failed too. The pills never reached Castro's plate. By early 1961, the tide had turned. The Bay of Pigs invasion failed spectacularly. The CIA's focus shifted from covert hits to overt damage control. The assassination plot was quietly scrapped. The poison pills were collected. No one was arrested. No one punished. The mobsters walked away untouched. But the mission left a trail, a paper one. And years later, it would all come back to haunt them. At first, the mob believed they were working for angry businessmen, rich men burned by Castro's regime. But over time, the details didn't add up. The resources, the reach, the custom poison pills crafted in a lab. These weren't private contractors. Giancana wasn't a fool. And when he realized who was really pulling the strings, he decided to test the relationship. Before the op was shut down, Giancana had asked the CIA for a favor. His girlfriend, singer Phyllis McGuire, was allegedly seeing a comedian named Dan Rowan. Giancana wanted the CIA to bug Rowan's hotel room. The CIA agreed. The technician got caught, arrested, and he called his handler from the police station. The call was made with law enforcement listening. The operation was nearly exposed, not by Castro's counterintelligence, but by mob jealousy. Johnny Roselli survived the failed operation. He kept quiet for a while, But in 1975, his name resurfaced. He was summoned to testify before the Senate's Church Committee, the investigation into CIA misconduct. Roselli admitted his role as the go-between, the CIA, the mob, the poison. He didn't name every name, but he didn't need to. Less than a year later, in the summer of 1976, Roselli disappeared. Weeks passed. Then came the discovery. A 55-gallon oil drum was found floating in Dumbfounding Bay near Miami. Inside was Roselli's body. He had been strangled, his legs sawed off. The FBI's investigation concluded that Roselli had been murdered by Frank the German Schweiz, Vincent Inchero, and 2 other men. The hit was ordered by Tony Accardo, the Chicago outfit's consigliere. The reason? Roselli had become a public embarrassment to La Cosa Nostra. He had talked, and that was enough. The message was simple. Talk too much, and you end up in an oil drum. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more stories behind the FOIA files.